field. Clemson will boot it away to get this one started. He'll bring it out. It's Price. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. From the gun, the ground game. Get some work done there. Pick up a 4 to the 22.
That's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down, the defense thinks you might be running the football. You still can line up, get some movement at the point of attack, and find a little crease for your running back.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. Back to throw. It's Carr. Bringing the heat. Working on the right. Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's first down. Here come the Irish again, this time doing it through the air.
And getting a little balance, right? We talked about how they like to be physical and they like to run the football. And when you get that balance going, man, it makes it easy to call plays, start to settle in, everything looking good on offense.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Wants to go up top. Fires to the wideout. Complete to the right. Knocked down immediately, but a big gain down to the 45.
Now, I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows. He can run slant.
There he goes. They are finding soft spots in this defense. He's got it down to the 25.
It's a nice job, too, the quarterback after the play fake there, getting his eyes down the field. He had to get that to his tight end quickly, knowing he wasn't going to have a lot of space to run with after the catch.
Leaves it with the running back. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get those running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
Looking to fire. Shoots it to the left. He makes the catch. They make the stop, but not before he sets them up with a first and goal from the 10. Notre Dame once back up near its own goal line, now on the move. Back to pass, it's Carr. He's got the screen set up. And it's pretty obvious there was a big hole in that screen, and the defense ran right through it.
And I got to know on offense, right? When I get in this situation down near the goal line, I got to get physical, finish my run forward, not start dancing around, going all over the place and losing yards. That's just bad offense.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Lets it fly. Can't make the grab as he was looking for his man right at the goal line.
And you've got a golden opportunity here now on 3rd down. I know you just threw an incompletion, but you've had a really nice drive to start this game. You want to cap this thing off, and you want to do that by scoring a touchdown. So think about who your best playmakers are and who needs to get a look on this critical 3rd down. Whether you're running it or you're throwing it, the best players touch the ball right here.
He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and 4th down's coming. quarterback stands alone, all wide receivers. Wants to throw again. Looking for the end zone. Oh, he dropped it. He just lost his concentration and didn't look it all the way in. They spun that wheel of fortune on fourth down and come up bankrupt. This crowd trying to make life miserable for this offense. The give out of the gun. That keeps the running game churning. Pick up a 5 to the 23.
I think a trait of a running back that you really look for is a guy that can bust tackles. Man, a guy that can make something out of nothing when it's not there. And just a really good job breaking the tackle, continuing to keep the play alive, and never quit.
Tackled at the 28. It's a pickup of 5. This Tiger running game starting to show some juice, sort of a C.J. Spiller type of feel.
Yeah, and it doesn't always hit you early. It doesn't always hit you on the first possession, but I do think they've done a good job over the years, Clemson, with sticking with the run game, creating that balance, trying to get those first downs, and trying to create some tempo.
Turning on the Jets. And there was lots of space as he gets it to the 39-yard line.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field. And they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort in the back end for this defense moving forward.
Looking downfield, it's Klubnik. Throws to the wideout. Catch in the middle, it's Williams. Finally corralled, but not before. He picked up the first down.
I know we're a long way up here in the booth, but guys, y'all remember that ball you could throw that whistled? That thing was whistling. It had so many RPMs on it.
They'll run it. They make the stop, and that will likely bring us to the end of the first quarter. It's been a defensive battle through the first period, and the stats tell that tale. Sometimes you see the offenses sort of settle in, find areas to probe after that first quarter. So second down here as we're back at it after the break. Might be changing the route. Back to pass. Here's the pressure. Intercepted to stop the threat. Well, he didn't let him get loose for a big return, but he still made the big play, and they'll take over at the 17. And it just turns out to be a missed opportunity. You get the ball in the red zone, and you turn it over.
Momentum, it plays a big role for teams and especially for offenses. And when you have chances like that, when you're down in this area of the field, you've got to be able to come away with points. Even if it's not going to be a touchdown, you are not leaving this area of the field without putting at least 3 up on the board. Missed opportunity for the other.
They finally make the stop, and the defense out of sorts against that Wildcat, and they give up a big play.
I know this isn't the start the offense wanted. They don't have any points so far in this game, but sometimes it just takes one explosive play to turn things around. And after that beautiful completion deep for the offense, that should give them a little confidence, a little momentum. They've now got us to be able to score points on this drive.
And the defense snows him under after a very short game.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive. Stick your foot in the ground. Pick up 3 or 4, and we are not going to complain.
And he doesn't find much running room. A short gain on the play.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
They'll snap it from the 48 on 3rd and short. To the air, it's Carr. They're working that left side. Oh, it's a fumble. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover.
The more hats you have near the football, the more you are to cause a fumble. So many guys with their hands wrapping around guys. The ball's bound to pop out occasionally, and you got to be in the right place at the right time.
He spun that wheel of fortune by challenging the call, and it does not go his way, and he loses the timeout. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. With the catch, it's Williams. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45. A first down for the offense. Trying play action. Just missed on the connection, incomplete.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Well, they're trying to run the football there, just nowhere to go. They got dominated up front.
The volley cheers going on high. Here comes the Thunder being shaken down on third down. Looking to scramble. Got a little space. Turning it on. We'll take a quick break here. 2 minutes to play in the first half. Here comes Clemson with another first down. Back to pass, it's Klubnik. Put it where only his man could get it and gave him enough room to get the foot down. Clemson is quick to the line. They're going back to the ground. He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line, and a big red zone opportunity here. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Wants to go up top. Looking for the score. Knocked away, incomplete in the end zone.
And they take big shots down the field and they air it out. I got to trust my technique. I got to stay with that wide receiver. Wait till he shows his hands. When he shows his hands, I'm bringing my hands up to knock the ball away. Nice job by the defense using his technique, knocking the football away.
So the offense is going to go for it on fourth down. They'll run play action. It's dropped. Oh, what a tough way to end this drive. The decision to go for it does not pan out.
That is just a play you've got to be able to come with. They don't get bigger than that. Fourth down, you've got to make the catch. Whether it's a perfect throw or whether it's off of your body, you're good enough and you're athletic enough to haul that play. You've got to make the play for your quarterback and your offense to keep that drive alive. He's not able to come up with that.
Looking to throw on first down. Safe completion on the screen. No, sirree, not this time. The defense was there and ready for that one.
Now, on those screen passes, I want those defensive linemen to run right up the field, and I want to throw it right over their head where I got some space and I can get my running back going. That is the opposite of what happened right there. There was no space. He couldn't even get going.
Notre Dame has made this second down play much more difficult after going backwards. Hand off from the shotgun. And this one will be stopped for no gain. The offense calls timeout. It's the second one they've used this half.
And that seemed a little off from the start, didn't it?
That was a big-time play, and it was off from the start because of the play he made.
And I don't think it would have mattered who was playing running back. There was absolutely nowhere to go.
Notre Dame comes to the line needing a chunk play on third down. Looking for a man. It's Carr. Under fire. Hit as he throws. Picked off. Trying to take it back.
And that's another play for this offense that you're just left wanting more. Both these offenses, man, nobody's scoring any points. Palmer trying to execute a 2-minute drill, throwing the ball to the other team. That's not part of the 2-minute drill.
And I think we got to give the defenses credit because they have been dominant and physical, and they're creating takeaways. I know the offense has been sloppy, but on the other side of the ball, man, we are seeing two really good defenses go out today.
He'll start this drive firing. Quarterback now breaking the field. Makes the catch. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. change this route. To the air on second down. He's got it. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down. So close to cashing it in for this offense. Keeping it on the ground on first and goal. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Wants to throw. They'll have to be efficient against the clock. Fires into the end zone. Picked off, and they throw in an early drive with the turnover. And they make the way to stop the scoring opportunity just before the end of the half.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision making.
Just enough time to get off one final play of the half. Defense playing a bail technique. Pressure coming. Pass is incomplete, and that's going to do it for the first half. Ready to go here in the second half, and Notre Dame will kick it away. Coming out with it, it's Randall. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. Not a lot of offense, in fact, no offense in terms of scoring here in the first half.
You got to give the defense credit on both sides. They've been physical. They've been making plays. So now, which of these offenses can break the tie? It's not going to be easy, but for this offense now taking the ball here first in the second half, they've got to get something done.
Finally giving the defense some credit. How did that feel coming out of your mouth? Did it hurt? Like, did you not like to say that? It sounded painful.
I just threw up a minute.
Finds enough room to get 3 out to the 34.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
The throw. Grab near the marker. It's Moore. This senior showed some serious arm strength firing that one in for the first down.
I love when QBs break the pocket and still look to attack. Because as soon as you break the pocket, I'm thinking, oh, man, he's going to take off and run, and I might come up. But those big plays can be made down the field. Nice job by the quarterback keeping his eyes down the field.
He wants to take the top off. Makes the grab at the 10. Touchdown, Tiger. They take the lead with the 6.
And finally, somebody gets on the scoreboard. A first half of no points, 0-0. Now in the third quarter. Sometimes when you get that rhythm and that offense rolling, sometimes it's hard to stop. So let's see if this is a trendsetter. Let's see if this starts the offensive momentum.
Getting set for the extra point effort, putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And the PAT makes it 7-0. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And the score coming on the touchdown pass from 55 yards out. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And here's the return. Really disciplined job by the the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Points have been hard to come by in this one. They'll try to put together a drive. Oh, he's going to try to get it all here. Brings it in down the right side. And they finally get him down, but not before. He's got him set up for business at the 49-yard line. Big explosive play carries them into plus territory. They'll snap it 1st and 10 from just across the 50. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. They stop him just short of the 1st down, but it will be 2nd and inches coming up. And they'll come to the line just needing a few chain links for a 1st down. Gonna run it. It's live. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a 1st down.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense.
He's into the open down the middle. Touchdown! He got loose and it was lights out after that.
Quarterback's ability to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation of time to be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone. That was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
And they tacked on the extra point. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. Fielded in the end zone. It's Randall. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Good news, I guess. A lot of room to work with as they start this drive from their own 15. Looking to throw, it's Klubnik. Fires to the middle. It's incomplete and maybe a little too aggressive for this senior trying to fit that one in there.
Well, the defense just did the quarterback a massive favor. That's the nicest thing they've done to a ball game. They've already picked him on twice. That should have been number 3.
The sure hand, it's Williams. Knocked down at the 26 after ripping off 10 there. Setting up for a 1st and 10 from the 26. Looking downfield on 1st down. He lofts it high and deep down the left side. And that'll be incomplete. They tried to hit him with a big one on 1st down.
Well, this quarterback has struggled, having already thrown 2 picks. That should have been number 3. Somehow the defender dropped that one. Things not going well for this Q.
He'll loft one deep down the left side. He's got it on the outside. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Clemson.
And how about that? His 2nd receiving touchdown of the ball game. Find ways to get your athletes the ball. They'll do the rest. That's number 2. They better start playing some better defense. Number 3 is coming soon.
Lining up for the PAT. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. He'll take the return, trying to get better field position. Makes a move. Oh, what vision. He's going to get loose. He'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Notre Dame. He is a field-flipping machine. Taking on one end, return it to the other.
And
It's Randall. He's brought down to the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. See what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. Power football with the run. Gets it out to the 20 after a pickup of 4. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. On the move. He'll be forced out of bounds right at the 30-yard line as they try to grind out some room.
Well, I think you're starting to see some examples of why this guy is inexperienced in a freshman quarterback, right? Obviously, he's thrown a couple picks earlier in the game. That scramble right there, he's got to get down. He's got to take care of the ball.
Pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets him down at the 23.
Action pass success has a lot to do with selling that fake. You can tell defense was not buying it. Got the backfield, got the big play.
That last sack got them behind the sticks. It's 2nd and long here. He uncorks a bullet to the right. Makes a connection. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down. This Clemson offense moving quickly down the field. Looking to throw on first down. Dumps it to the back. Grabbed over the middle. It's Randall. They make the stop, but barely, and they might need to regroup as we have come to the end of the third quarter. They fought tooth and nail through 3, and it is all locked up as we take a look at the stats. Can't wait to see how this fourth quarter is going to go and see who can come out on top in this barn burner. They go back to work in the final period of this one. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
Well, good call by the defense there. They dialed up the blitz into that running play, and the linebacker able to make a stop.
Looking downfield, it's Klubnik. Got his man on the outside. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup.
And that's kind of a lot of today's running game, right? Split the ball out, get it to your playmakers in space, get positive yards. It's instead of running the ball a couple yards up the middle, now you just spit it out wide, and a lot of times if you break a few tackles, it could be even bigger.
Really nice third down sub defense there that time. It's 3rd and long. They're expecting pass. They're mixing up their looks. They're trying to change the picture pre-snap to post-snap to confuse the quarterback. Now forcing the incompletion, setting up 4th.
Now adjusting. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. Dropped the football, and now threw it over on downs. And that decision will be questioned for a while.
And sometimes the best defense is a little bit lucky. He was open. He had a chance to make a play. He just drops it through his hand. It was pretty good defense, but you take those breaks when you can get them.
Give to the back. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
You got to give this defense credit because they have bottled this guy up all game long. He's one of the best running backs in all of college football. Everybody was expecting him to have a big one today. Don't tell that to this defense, though. They played with great effort. They've gotten hats to the football, and they have been able to shut him down.
Going for the big play. Oh, and it's picked off. This could be huge in a tie game. Takes it the other way. Finally brought down, but what a play, not only to get the football, but to flip the field position with the return.
This game right now is hanging in the balance. It's tight. It's close, tied here in the fourth quarter. One play can change everything, and that was a throw that the quarterback wishes he could have.
Making side adjustments here. Wants to throw. It's Klubnik. Rushes on him. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure here that sort of threw him out of rhythm.
How loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense because it messes with the snap count.
And this will be picked off. A costly turnover in a tie game. And they'll drag it down after a good return on the interception.
Big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games. It's the fourth quarter. It's a tie ball game. You need to stop. What an unbelievable job. Forcing the interception, creating offensive opportunity for the offense to go out and win this ball.
Here come the Irish back on offense. Last drive ended with an interception, and they can't afford to have that happen again. The run from the shotgun. Maybe picked up a couple as he gets to the 14.
How about the job by this defense today? They knew what they were getting into. A really good running back. We talked to him this week. It was the main focus point of this offense. Stopping the run game, stopping the run game. Boy, have they showed up and showed out and answered that challenge.
He'll get it out to the 25. Not bothered at all being backed up, and they've got a first down.
That's a nice play design there. You're getting the running back involved in the pass game. Quarterback gives it to him early so he can go to work upfield and get the first down.
Defense in the right spot. They stop him after a gain of 2 to the 28.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
They're dealing with a second and long. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. Oh, he's got some space. They'll get it to the 48. No need to measure it to first down.
Defense is going to have their hands full trying to get this guy on the ground. Man. He's got some serious moves once he has the ball in his hands.
Notre Dame ready to go with another first down. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Quickly complete. Into enemy territory and out of bounds at the 41 after the good game there.
This offense is just so dynamic because they've got playmakers at all the skill positions, right? We just saw a big play in the running game. Now we see one in the passing game. There's not one dude that you can key on here if you're on defense to try and slow them down.
On the run, it's up.
And this offense doesn't have very many runs left in them. They try to sneak in the run. Nice job by the defense making the tackle. But they've got to try to maximize their time, maximize their plays to try to get some points on the board.
Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. Looking to pass. It's Carr. Setting up the screen. And he never had a chance. As soon as he caught it, the defense was right there. Timeout on the field, and everybody want to make sure they're organized as we come down the gut of the game. On 3rd and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. Unloads to the wideout. Finds a man in the middle. He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening.
I love the job the quarterback does surveying the defense there. Great job, 3-snap recognition, understanding the coverage. He goes to his curl route, gets the completion, and picks up the first.
The give to the running back in the shotgun. Brought down after a good pickup, and they're in the red zone at the 20.
A nice luxury for this offense to be in right now. They don't have to be in so much of a hurry. They can still run the football, be successful. Great chance right here knocking on the door to take the lead.
He's brought down just running hard in the red zone, and he'll be just a few inches short. Notre Dame now facing 3rd and inches. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. So here we are on 4th down, and this field goal kicker is going to face all the pressure in the world. Smashes it between the uprights. You understand the celebration after taking the lead, guys, but this thing is not over yet.
That's a big-time kick. Had to have it. Nice job taking the lead. Nice execution. Now, defensively, you know exactly what you're getting in for. One more stop, and this one's over.
Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. This drive will open from the 15. Dropping back, it's Klubnik. Oh, they're after him. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
Man, you know the defensive coordinator on that play was holding his breath because in the 4th quarter, you got one of the fastest players in the game going deep on you, and that's going to be a helmet sticker for somebody. Like, forcing an incompletion against that guy, that's incredible.
And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. Got to get everybody lined up quickly. Time winding away, and they've got to push the ball down the field. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. He wants a big play here late. And trying to put points on the board on 3rd down. Now they're staring at 4th down. Needing to convert, Clemson comes to the line. Quarterback making adjustments. Fourth down, gotta have it here. Fires to the wideout. Oh, he dropped it, just didn't work it all the way